Hello out there to the vinyl community. I hope you had a good week and are having a good start to your weekend. Welcome to ProgHat. I'm Edward. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the new subscribers who can come and go. That's cool. And I also want to make some announcements real quick before I get into this video. I want to give some thank yous to all those who have joined in on my thread. Spell heat, face the heat, brave the heat. It's awesome. So I want to give, here are the names I'm going to give a shout out to these channels. Thank you, Thor's Music Hammer. Thank you, Christian at CGC Vinyl. Thank you, Pieface. That was awesome too. Awesome videos. All these folks did. Garage Geek. I like that he mixes it up and he incorporates other things to make it a full rounded video. And Steve, All the Worlds, a Stage. Extra stage level. Anyway, I'm just kidding around here. But thank y'all so much. It's really cool. Hopefully some other folks will jump on it, but I've enjoyed watching the videos. Okay, some other announcements. First, I want to say another thing to the passing of Tony Bennett. That was sad news to hear. One of my favorite songs by him, of course, Left My Heart in San Francisco. But he did an album with Bill Evans, and I'd like to get that, where Bill's playing and Tony's singing. It's an awesome album. I don't mind having it on CD as well. It might be cheaper to get it that way. So I'm hoping to get that. Just wanted to say a few words. Rest in peace. Prayers to his family and friends. Another announcement I want to make is I am looking forward and going to try my best to get the Super Deluxe that's coming out of Who's Next, which is one of the Who's most hard rocking albums. One of their as many as they have. But I would like to see if I can trade up or trade things. I might let go of some things that in my collection that have some value to them, but I'd like to see if I can get the Super Deluxe Who's Next box set. Going back to high school and junior high real quick, I remember reading things about the sessions, about Pete Townshend's project Lifehouse, and just thought that would have been really neat. But then it looks like it became Who's Next. So I want to hear all that. I want to get the booklet. I want to look at all that. The Who are my favorite rock band of all time. I got a Who poster. I'm trying, if you look in the back here, I'm going to rearrange that wall a little bit and move some things around. But yeah, I am looking forward to getting that. See here, another announcement that I wanted to make quickly before I forget. I'll be making this video that I'll be uploading today, and another video tomorrow, which I don't know what it is going to be about. But then the next week and following weeks to come, I will be doing a video on Thursdays and Sundays. I was just going to slow down a little bit, take a little bit of a break, catch up on some reading, catch up on some research, and just take it easy and just do 2 videos a week. Now, I do want to mention that another thing is to spend time with my wife and my daughter, and we had another great evening of a movie night last night. Great dinner that she prepared. And we watched an old movie that is one of my favorite Sean Penn movies that is for a mature audience. And that's Bad Boys with Ezra Morales. Very, very good movie. If you look at that movie, there's a lot of young people There's a lot of people you will recognize. Remember Poppy, who got sloppy on Jerry Springer? He's one of the guards in that movie. So watch that movie, Bad Boys. And earlier today we were watching this new movie called Old Man on Hulu. I like the movie. It's that actor. I don't know his name, but he's an actor. It's in that movie about when people break into his house and he's blind. That guy, that gentleman is a very good actor in this movie on Hulu called Old Man. Check it out. And then we watched, while we were having breakfast, Saturday morning movie Joyride with Paul Washer and Steve Zahn. I love that movie. It's crazy. It's a great thriller. It reminds me of some of those movies that had the same kind of idea made back in the 70s. Enough of that. I just wanted to say those things and share those things. And appreciate you still hanging around here in this video. This is Odds and Ends #1. Okay. I was going to say Odds and Sods, but that's a Who title, and I don't know if they will think I'm breaking some kind of copyright claim. So I got 2 parts here to this real quick here. 3 records that I listened to this week and some recent finds. Okay, so let me begin with the 3 records that I listened to this week. These are great records, and this one is back from the Rocktober album. Came out in 1979. Sorry about the glare. I still got the hype sticker Rocktober on there. This is Talking Heads, Fear of Music. I just showed it here a few times on some recent videos. I just simply love this record. It has Life During Wartime, which we've heard that song, and it's just a great song. What's really cool about these Rocktobers, it's not a big deal that they do this, but this one is one of these nice little, see if you can see that, silver edition, vinyl editions, and I apologize for the glare. Co-produced with Brian Eno. This is a really good album. I like a lot of the guitar playing on here. So I listened to that and I like it. And the vinyl is silver, like it says. It's still on my turntable. Another one, I was watching University of Vinyl's video about the Katie Lied, or the history or something like that. So I went to go pull mine out. And I have one of those nice ABC Records pressings. And it sounded really, really good. He talked a little bit about it, the making and some of the history about it. But this is an album that has a lot of great tracks. It's like Black Friday, Rose Darling, Daddy Don't Live in That New York City No More, Dr. Wu, which is an interesting song, which seems to be a song that talks about this triangle between a woman and a boyfriend or husband or something, and possibly the drug dealer, Dr. Wu. Their little, I guess, strange triangle they have amongst themselves. Everyone's Gone to the Movies. I love that song. 3 of my favorite songs on this record is Your Goatee 2, Chain Lightning, and Any World That I'm Welcome To. I like that. That's a really good record, and it was really neat to know that I had that pressing. So okay, the next one that I listened to, and then we'll get into my recent finds here. This is Duke Ellington, New Orleans Suite. It's really, really a great record. It came out in 1970 on Atlantic Records, and it's just great jazz, New Orleans flavor there. And I just kind of wondered, I didn't go look up these names, but it mentions a lot of famous, and some names I do recognize. It mentions a lot of, I'm taking it, famous people. Well, of course, Louis Armstrong and Sidney Bechet, something like that, Mahalia Jackson. So it's like to me, it's like all these really cool tributes to them and the music. Great Duke Ellington record. I love the way it sounds. It's on this real nice Atlantic Records label. So really, really, really good. Okay, let's get through these recent finds, and I'm sure a lot of people have seen these, but this first one, But first of all, let me reach over here and grab something if it's still over here. Oh yeah, this is part of it. Let me start off with this nice little promo copy of Cheap Trick. Same song on both sides. Everything Works If You Let It, which is from the soundtrack movie Roadie. And I don't remember much about that movie, but now I'm going to go see if I can find it on a stream to watch and get the soundtrack. I do remember seeing the soundtrack when this movie came out. It was like everywhere in all the record stores around here. And that was a real nice find, nice promo. But here's what I wasn't looking for this, but I always wanted it because they do Day Tripper by the Beatles on here. This is the EP, which came out in 1980, Found All the Parts. They do Day Tripper, Can't Hold On, Such a Good Girl, Take Me, I'm Yours. And then I was kind of reading that there were some other tunes, I guess that could have been on here, but they winded up on various compilation. I think a few on that Cheap Trick box set. And so I'll show it. It's in very good shape. And there's Ricky Nielsen on there, and the other side is Robin Zander on. And then someone said there was a one where it had Ben E. Carlos and the what's his name on there? What is his name? I'm going blank, folks. Tom Peterson on bass. So I'll have this one. This is very, very clean. I was surprised to find it. I went to this thrift store, and it was like part of these. You know how people, I don't know what, if it's a thrift store or people looking through records, it was like pushing it back almost to where the shelf could have fallen apart. And so I pulled the records out, looked through them, and I said, I saw it, and I thought, watch, it's not going to be in there. And it was in there with the sleeve. Oh, and I forgot to mention real quick that it has this original, looks like I guess just an insert, I'm going to call it, but really, really cool. Going to keep it. It says that this is the first wave, includes new disc, something like that. I'm probably saying that wrong. Another one, I got this earlier through a trade, but it's, you know, I'm going to say it's a recent find. I showed it on my live stream. Duke Ellington, The Impulse Years. It's a double LP. It was nice and cheap. I wanted it. It said John Coltrane on it. And I was going to look on here. It has a tune called Take the Coltrane. And so I know the Jeep is Jumping. That's one of his earlier. And A Sentimental Mood. That's another good one. Rockin' in Rhythm. Moon Indiglo. Such a great piece of music. Next was a toll find because I couldn't find my CD. So I don't know where it is. I might have thrown it accidentally in a trade pile. I've been known to do that and go, oh, darn it. Oh, well. Well, I have the LP of it. And that's Jethro Tull's album that came out in '75, which is their 8th album, Minstrel in the Gallery. Am I saying that? Minstrel in the Gallery. I don't want to sound like I'm saying something else, but this album is interesting. You got this side, and then when you flip it over, there you go. You got the guys working there. Yeah, I need to familiarize myself with this album again. Haven't listened to it in a while. It's the green label, Chrysalis Records. And that's correct, folks. 0 to the 10th power is nothing at all. That's correct math. See, math is even in music. You know, when you had augmented chord, you're adding something. And when you have a diminished chord, you're taking away. So math is in music. Now my last find was this. It's got some water damage. Cover's not in best shape. The record's in really good shape. This is Ringo Starr's album, 1981, Stop and Smell the Roses. About a year before that, he was in making that movie Caveman with his wife, Barbara Bach. So this album came about. It was put on the label Boardwalk Records, which is founded by Neil Bogart, you know, the guy who founded Casablanca Records. And this record right here has a Stephen Stills connection. That is correct, because it says that a few of the songs, well, one of the songs, Nice Way, is produced by Stephen Stills. And why I'm saying that? Because I just did a video and shout out to MGK Boston, Mike, and because he talked about Stephen Stills. And look, this album, there's a connection to that. So it shows the talent of Stephen Stills as an artist and songwriter and musician, that he contributed a song and Ringo did it, as well as there's some songs with Paul McCartney, George Harrison, Harry Nilsson, Ron Wood. Drumming Is My Madness, I believe that's one with the Harry Nilsson. Rack My Brain, I like that song. I think I have the 45 of that too, somewhere in the collection. But Ringo says, special thanks to all my love to Barbara, who got me out of bed to make this album, and whom this album is dedicated. Thanks to my 3 brothers. I think we know who that is. But here's another record that had something interesting in it. When I pulled it out, I was like, what? Someone had to be a fan of this record and also of the White Album. Right? That's where these came from. These are my favorite pictures of the Beatles of this period. So, you just never know what you find. I sometimes find money. I found photos of someone that took at a John, what's that guy in the Blues Breakers? John, I never can say his last, I don't want to say Mayer. John Mayo, you know, Blues Breakers. But that is one of the finds. I picked it up. Album came out in 1981, recorded during that period of 1980-81. Also that period of 80 where that movie I saw in the theater, Caveman, hilarious movie. I love it. Wow, I did not know I was going to go this long in the video. So I can understand if some folks want to get to the main video, but I had to make some of those announcements. So let me go ahead and end this way and say thank y'all very much. Appreciate everyone out there in the vinyl community. I'll be back tomorrow, Sunday, with another video. Don't know what it will be. And then the following week. So I'll just be making 2 videos a week. Take care, everybody, and be safe.